Yeah, this part we're just going to concentrate on what the different madhahib say about someone praying alone or praying qada salah. Put both into one, they usually have the same ruling. Missed salah or praying alone. Should I give adhan or not? Alright? So, madhab by madhab, the Shafi said it is mustahab for someone, it is preferred and liked for someone who is praying alone or he's praying a missed salah, qada salah, or otherwise known as fa'ita or qada. It is mustahab, it is liked that he should give adhan and iqamah. Okay? With raised voice. He should give adhan properly and iqamah. This is view. Except when he is in the masjid. Make sense? Except when he is in the masjid. Meaning, someone missed dhuhr. He came a bit later. He comes to masjid, start giving loud adhan. People think the asr has started. So except in the masjid. Shouldn't do that in the masjid. You came to masjid, people have prayed, they're waiting for the next salah, and you start raising your voice, Allahu Akbar, everyone thinks, okay, the other salah has started. So that's what Shafi says. It's mustahab for a person to do adhan and iqamah, raise his voice in adhan, but not if he's in the masjid. Okay? So it doesn't confuse people. They might think it's the time of another salah. And if one has more than one qada salah, someone has 3 salahs left, he was traveling or whatever reason, let's say he hasn't prayed his dhuhr and asr and maghrib, he comes in isha time. He's got how many salahs to do now? He got 3 qada salah and he got 1 salah of his time. So in qada salah, what should he do? Should he do adhan and iqamah for each one of them? So they say do the adhan for the first one only and iqamah for all. Reason being due to the hadith in Bukhari and Muslim from Jabir radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu annahu sallallahu alayhi wasallam jama'a bayna al-maghribi wal-isha'i bi-Muzdalifah bi-adhanin wa iqamataini. So they use that as a basis for this ruling, that if you have more than one salah you are reading at a time, one is qada or more is qada regardless, but from this adhan was in Muzdalifah. What time do you pray? Pray in Isha time. You pray Maghrib and Isha in Isha time. So you can, before even going further, you can imagine this will have problem with other fuqaha. They will say, well, you can't use that as an example because you have, well, you can use that as an example, obviously. But you will see the other fuqaha don't entirely agree with the approach. But it is hadith. As long as your madhab is based on hadith, you have a proof, right? You have to respect that. So what do Shafi'i say? What do Shafi'i say? They say if you are praying alone or if you're praying a missed salah, you do adhan and you do iqamah. But if you have more than one, then one adhan will be sufficient, one adhan is sufficient, but iqamah for each, based on the hadith we just read. Yeah? Okay. Hanafi said qada, adhan and iqamah. Adhan and iqamah should be made for the first one. Okay? Second qada salah, if he's got more than one qada, it is preferred that one should make adhan and iqamah, but they have a choice for adhan. If they want to give adhan, they can. But iqamah should be done for all. So it's not too far from Shafi madhab. Shafi said what? one adhan will suffice and then iqamah for everything else. Hanafi said one adhan will suffice, iqamah for everything else, same. But he has the option to do adhan for each salah. What's the reason? The reason in Hanafi madhab, they say, whatever is sunnah in salah in its time, is sunnah in salah in qada. So if adhan is sunnah muakkada in its time, is sunnah is qada, is sunnah. So he says you have the option based on that ruling. But after the first one, just do iqamah if you want. Okay? Because adhan, the purpose of adhan is to bring people. So after your first adhan, the purpose has been fulfilled. So if you are doing 2-3 salahs together, after the first adhan, the purpose was fulfilled. Now you have the option. If you do it, you were doing it just to do it as a sunnah of salah. Yeah? Good. And there's a hadith, even though there is one hadith, this hadith have one person, some people differed about his status in hadith, but nevertheless most ulama say there is no problem with the hadith. This is the hadith which Ahnaf used to support their view. On Yawm al-Ahzab, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prayed Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha, and all prayed once in one time, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered Bilal to do adhan and iqamah for each. That's the hadith Hanafis use to prove their point. Okay? So they say, by this hadith you know they can be done, so we'll give the option to do it. What do Maliki say? Maliki say if you are praying Salah, now when I say Maliki say, obviously Maliki madhab is a huge madhab and it's spread around. You can't, none of the schools have just one saying. This is what I find maybe the most famous saying in Malikis, okay? They say you should do iqamah if you are praying alone or if you are praying qada, but no adhan for qada. Okay? They say no adhan for qada. There is a hadith in Sunan al-Darimi, again for the day of Ahzab. حبسنا يوم خندق يوم الخندق حتى ذهب هبي من الليل. There's a long hadith. Until he goes, فدعا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بلالا فأمره فأقام الظهر فصلاها ثم أمره فأقام العصر فصلاها, and then to Maghrib and Isha, same wordings. So this hadith says أقام فصلى أقام فصلى. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered adhan, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered Bilal, he gave iqamah, he prayed dhuhr, prayed iqamah, then iqamah, prayed asr, then iqamah, prayed maghrib, then iqamah, prayed isha. So they based on that, they said there is no need to do adhan. And the reason they say that adhan is to tell people the time has begun. Now, they say adhan is for what? To tell people the time has begun. We discussed what is adhan for. So Maliki says it's for telling people the time has started. Now the time has gone, what is the adhan for? What are you giving adhan now? The time is gone. Okay? So they say the time has passed, therefore it is makruh, they say, to give adhan for qada salah. And they also say that if you are in a situation, okay, where you will not call someone else for adhan, for salah. For example, you are on a trip, climbing a mountain like brothers do these days, right? Malikis, they say, well, you are all here. You're not going to call anyone else. Or you are in a bus, you stop in a place, middle of nowhere. They said adhan is not sunnah. Not saying adhan shouldn't be given, They're saying now the adhan is not sunnah. In this situation, adhan is no sunnah. Because the purpose of adhan for what? Tell people the time started or call people. There's no one else to call. Okay, you're not expecting anyone else. So they say you can give adhan, but it's not sunnah. This is one view, but they're not stopping you from giving adhan. Okay. And same, this is someone praying alone. Adhan is not sunnah for him. Okay. But going back to hadith, if you give adhan every time thing that hears the adhan, it will be witness for you, and you know the ajr is there. Yeah. But what we are talking, is it necessary or not? Can I pray without it or not? All right. No one is denying the muezzin will have the ajr. All right. And Hanabila, they are also already mentioned, they said adhan and iqama are fard kifaya for all 5 salahs due to hadith. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, إِذَا حَضَرَتِ الصَّلَاةِ فَلْيُؤَذِّن لَكُمْ أَحَدُكُمْ وَلْيَؤُمَّكُمْ أَكْبَرُكُمْ, which is hadith in Bukhari. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if the time of salah comes, or when the time of salah comes, one of you should give adhan, and the akbarukum should lead. Even that's different. What does the meaning of akbarukum? Does it mean more knowledgeable, or meaning more in age? But this is discussion, inshallah, will come in its time. Okay, if there is someone more knowledgeable, someone is young but he is knowledgeable, he just done a degree in Sharia, and there's one guy who's very, very old, but he can't even read Fatiha, and he's from some village. Wallahu alam, even if he knows how to do wudu, we don't want to put him ahead, do we? Okay. But the Hanabila, they said it is fard kifaya. Fard kifaya meaning if no one does it, everyone is sinful. As long as some people do it, it's okay. But if you know, you will be sinful. So it is higher than sunnah status. It's an important part of salah. It's an important part of establishing salah. If someone prayed without the adhan, the salah is valid. Salah does not need repeating. Okay? And one adhan in the locality is sufficient for the kifaya to be done. Look, we have masjid here, we have masjid just around the corner there. If one adhan was given, the kifaya is done. It doesn't mean that you don't do another adhan, but it's talking about the ruling. Yeah? Shall I just quickly summarize what we have said? We said adhan for qada is done by all except Malikis. Yeah? Adhan is sunnah for men, not women. Iqama is sunnah for women in which view? Shafi'is and Adhan is Iqama is sunnah for qada. For women, Shafi'is and Malikis, and they must do it quietly. All right, they can't raise their voice too much. And adhan of the local masjid is enough for all, except Shafi'is. They said everyone should do adhan. Every place must do adhan. Okay.